With the power of Tandem HR, you are in the fast lane on Main Street with Get Down to Business with Shalom Klein, the show for business and jobs. Now, the champion of networking, the advocate of jobs, the guru of business, your host, Shalom Klein.
The difference between ordinary and extraordinary is that little extra. That's what Jimmy Johnson once said. We are all about small business, jobs, and entrepreneurship. And business, we talk a lot about business here. You are on with Get Down to Business, and I'm your host, Shalom Klein. Remember, you can always download podcasts from Get Down to Business on my website at shalomklein.com. And while you are there, don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Shalom Klein. It's going to be a jam-packed week of content and information you won't want to miss. This week, it's all about technology. And this week, we've got a great lineup of guests. We've got Patrick O'Reilly, Florence Hardy, Paul Dewarian, along with the new Playmaker Spotlight. And I'll be sharing tips on how you can design that perfect business card. It's a live show. That's right. You could call us with your questions at 312-642-5600. That phone number one more time is 312-642-5600. Call us. Give us your advice. Tell us what challenges you've had in your business this week. So our first guest here in studio is Patrick O'Reilly of FactoryFix. Patrick, welcome to the program.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So, Patrick, automation is something that I think it's something of the future. It's something that you would expect to see on Back to the Future. I mentioned this a few weeks ago on the air, that actually the future of Back to the Future has already taken place. That date has already passed. So I'm assuming automation is now available to all of us common folks, right?
Yeah, you know, it's a rapidly growing industry, no doubt. Manufacturers have to do it. If they don't, all the jobs are going to go to China, so they have to save their own plants. So
is automation robots?
Well, that's one tool. But, you know, there's hard automation, there's vision systems. So robot is kind of what common people picture when they think of automation, but it's just one of many tools.
So, George, is my job at risk here at the station? Do you think I'm going to be replaced by a robot? We can only hope. Thanks, George. I appreciate that vote of confidence. So, Patrick, tell us a little bit about the companies that you're working with where automation has changed how they operate.
It's in the beginning when people think of automation, they think of replacing a job. Well, a lot of the jobs we're replacing are nasty, dangerous jobs. And so we want to replace humans from those jobs. One company, for instance, we have a robot dumping dangerous silica powder into a hopper. And before they had a human do it, and he would have to get the space suit on and protect his skin and everything. And now with automation, it's as easy as pushing a button. That's
amazing. So you could have individuals, professionals, and I'll emphasize that word professionals, focus and do what they do best and not have to fill positions that you can have a robot or have an automated system doing.
Exactly. We're not replacing jobs. We're taking that guy and training him up and giving him a better job.
Okay, and I'm totally ignorant on this subject, but is most of the automation process done through hardware or software?
So it's a combination. We're dealing with hardware that we'll actually install in some cases. In some cases, we'll design the whole system in 3D software and then build it to that print that we make. And then after we install it, everything's in the right spot. Then we have to go and program the whole deal, debug it, and get it all up and running for them.
So behind every successful business, there's a story. Tell us how this story of FactoryFix came about. How did you end up doing this?
Yeah, so my first business was Compass Automation. I started that 5 years ago with two other friends from high school. And in that company, we actually designed and built the machines that we went and installed in these manufacturing companies. And we had to turn away a lot of small programming and service jobs. And that was like, it got my brain turned. I'm like, how can we attack these jobs better? And, you know, I had developed a good network of independent contractors and started calling them and matching these guys to companies that needed them. And then it was like, well, can we just develop a website to do this automatically? So we automated the automation company, and that's where we're at with Factory.
So you practice what you preach.
That's right. That's right.
That's great. So when you talk about who's the team of FactoryFix?
Right. So it's myself and then two other guys. They're programmers. I know nothing about writing code or anything like that, so I have to rely on them to do that. And I mean, they've done an amazing job. It's Michael and Matt are their two names, and they developed the whole website from scratch in 3 months. So we're up and running. It's really a great tool for manufacturing companies.
That's awesome. So I like to think that rather than automating somebody, I really like to see I think I could be so much more productive if I was cloned. Can you work on that technology?
Yeah, sure. That's next. Clone Fix or something like that.
Clone Fix. I like that. That's great. That's awesome. So where are the companies that you're working with?
They're all in the Chicago area first, right? So we have to launch in Chicago, really work out all the bugs, making sure it's a good system, and then we'll expand to other cities.
So you mentioned the danger component. You mentioned that automating processes that maybe people should not be doing would work well. What about the software side of things? What about automating processes, not necessarily relating to what a person is actually functioning and doing? Tell us the story of success of something where you've automated a process.
Oh, geez. A process. Let me think about that. So in our own company, Compass, we actually developed our own ERP system. And one of my partners, he's super brilliant. He went to MIT. And we had this whole drawn-out process of ordering and keeping track of inventory. So we had to automate that. He went out and developed a program and wrote it a custom ERP system. We order parts. We know where they are. We know when they get to the plant. And, we had to automate ourselves in order to help our customers automate.
Okay, and automation sounds really expensive and really removed from most of us entrepreneurs and small business owners. Is that the case, or is automation accessible and available for a small business owner? What advice do you have?
Yeah, it's getting cheaper every day, and FactoryFix helps out with that a lot. So now if a manufacturer wants a robot for their machine, they can buy that robot directly without FactoryFix or another automation company marking up that part, which is why it gets expensive. And then from there, they can just hire a FactoryFix guy in their neighborhood to come in, program the robot, and then just bring them in whenever they need them for support or maintenance. So it's getting cheaper. And smaller companies need to do it too. So that's who we're helping.
So in my simple mind, I'm thinking about a lawyer that has a lot of tedious, time-consuming, and very routine processes where there's just a routine document that needs to be generated for clients. Is that something that FactoryFix can help with?
Lawyers, not so much. That might be down the road. I'll look into that, though.
Okay, that's great. So FactoryFix, what's next? This is year one. What are your goals for next year?
Right. So we just want to keep growing. We're going to be, we want to be the site you go to when you need help with automation. So we want to build in a sort of social component to that, add a chat room feature. When you need a problem, just post it, and then someone else within the community will help you. And then from there, it's just grown to other cities and making this nationwide.
So you built a quality community and network, and that's a part of the goal of FactoryFix.
Yeah, exactly. You have to be an experienced automation professional to participate. We're not letting just anyone sign up. We're pre-screening them and interviewing every person we have on the site.
We're talking with Patrick O'Reilly of FactoryFix, and it sounds like that's your strength in bringing together the resources, connecting the dots, and making those sort of things happen.
Yeah, I have to, right? So I'm not technical, so I better be good at the other stuff.
Otherwise, they'll automate you.
Exactly.
Got to watch out for that.
I'm the first to go, yeah.
I got to watch out for that. That's great. So, Patrick, how can people get a hold of you if they want to learn more about FactoryFix and possibly discuss solving a problem in their business?
Sure. Just go to FactoryFix.com, all one word, FactoryFix.com.
FactoryFix.com. That's where you can reach Patrick O'Reilly. Fantastic story, and we'd love to have you back on to continue following that story and follow that journey that I'm feeling is not just relating to you as an entrepreneur and a business owner, but hopefully changing the landscape of how businesses work, big and small. Get Down to Business is powered by Tandem HR, your solution center. You can find them at tandemhr.com or call 630-928-0510. That phone number again is 630-928-0510. You can also email them simplify@tandemhr.com. And coming up, we're going to check in with executive business coach and award-winning Vistage chair Dick Smith for the Playmakers Spotlight. And at the end of the program, as I mentioned, I'm going to be sharing some tips on how you could design the perfect business card. Functional, looks nice, great design. And throughout the show, we've got a great lineup of guests. We have Paul Dwarian, who's going to talk to us a little bit more about the subject of business growth and taking advantage of the various tools that are available. Florence Hardy, some great advice and information, as we always share on the program, that's all about small business, jobs, and entrepreneurship. You're listening to Get Down to Business. I'm your host, Shalom Klein. It's a live show. You can call us at 312-642-5600, 312-642-5600. And once again, to get a hold of Patrick O'Reilly of FactoryFix, you can contact him at FactoryFix.com. Don't touch that dial. You're listening to Get Down to Business.
How can you